myself Sheikh Ismail Ali Basha, Department of Botany, KBN College, Vijayawada, the third semester, Unit 1, Anatomy of Angiosperms. The organization of apical meristem. The apical meristem or growing region lies behind the root cap. The promeristem, as in the stem, early differentiated into three regions. At the embryonic stage, the root apical meristem is organized opposite to the shoot apex. Tunica carpus theory. This theory was given by Schmidt to describe the organization in shoot apex. According to this theory, the apical region of the shoot consists of two zones, tunica and carpus. Tunica, it is the outer enveloping layer made up of a small cells that give rise to the epidermis and outer cortex. The corpus, it is the mass of cell formation. The inner core, it produces the inner cortex, procambium and pith. Histogen theory. This theory was proposed by Hanstein. According to this theory, the shoot apex does not comprise a single apical cell or a group of meristematic cells that are responsible for the development of the whole plant body. According to this theory, the apical meristem consists of three distinct zones with the meristematic cells called the histogens. They are dermatogen, peribellum, plerome. Dermatogen, it is the outermost layer and gives rise to the epidermis. Peribellum, it is present below the dermatogen, it gives rise to the cortex and endodermis. Plerome, it is the inner core that gives rise to the vesicular tissue and pith. The tissue system, the epidermal tissue system, a group of tissues no matter how dissimilar they may be having a similar position and function is called the epidermal tissue system. The epidermal tissue system is referred to as the dermal tissue system. It is the outermost layer plants. This system consists of the epidermis, stomata and epidermal outgrowths. The epidermis, the tissue is made up of epidermal cells and cover all the exposed part of the plant except the stomata and stomatal opening. The epidermis is the form of the continuous layer. The shape and size of the cells differentiate due to the cells being adjacent to each other. There are no intracellular spaces. Generally, the epidermis is of one layer, but in many plants it is multi-seriated, such as the banyan tree. Its cells are made up of living parenchyma in which a large vacuole is found. This vacuole is filled with colorless celly sap. The chloroplasts are also found in some epidermis. Sometimes these cells have a mucilage and the outer walls are thick due to the cutinization and suburbanization. Stomata are found in the aerial parts of the leaves and plants. Each stoma is surrounded by the two crescent-shaped or kidney-shaped guard cells. The inner wall of guard cells is thick and the outer wall is thin. The guard cells are live and contain chloroplast. The guard cells control the opening and closing of the stomata. The guard cells perform the function of a food preparation due to the chloroplast. The following are the types of leaves based on the presence of stomata. Astomatic. Stomata are absent in this type of leaf. These are often found in submerged plants such as Hydrilla and Wallislaria. The hypostomatic. In this type of leaf, stomata are mostly found on the lower side of the leaf. For example, the leaves of the dicotyledons. Epistomatic. In this type of leaves, stomata are found on the upper surface of the leaf. The leaves float on the surface of the water like a lotus. Amphistomatic. In this type of leaf, almost equal number of the stomata are found on both surfaces like wheat, maize, etc. Epidermal appendage. Epidermal outgrowths are outgrowths that appear on the epidermis. There are different varieties depending on the location of the epidermal appendage, which are root hairs, trichomes, prickles. Root hairs, the unicellular outgrowth from the root epidermis or epiblemma are known as the root hairs. They also helps in the absorption of water and minerals from the soil as well as in anchoring. The trichomes, many plants develop hairs or trichomes on the epidermis. These may be rigged or soft, unicellular or multicellular branches. These follicles reduce the excessive transpiration and protect the plants. Next one, prickles. These are the stiff multicellular epidermal outgrowth. Prickles are plucked out easily. Prickles help the plant of herbivorous animals. In rose plant, prickles are present. The ground tissue system. The ground tissue system is considered to include all the tissues except the epidermis and vesicular bundles. It is derived from the ground meristem. It forms the major part of the plant body. It is composed of a simple tissue like a parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. The ground tissue system is multi-layered structure. The parenchyma cells with intracellular spaces will be thin-walled. The ground tissue system is mainly composed of hypodermis, cortical cells, endodermis, pericycle, conjunctive tissue and pith. Hypodermis. The hypodermis lies under the epidermis of dicot stem. It may occasionally be regarded as the cortex outermost layer. Sclerenchyma cells or cholenchyma cells may make up the hypodermis. These cells can often be modified to provide the additional structural support or to store food or water. Cortex. Large thin-walled parenchyma cells from the ground tissue system make up the majority of the cortex, which exhibit little to no structural differentiation. The cortical cells of young plants have a chloroplast and can prepare food. The cells of the cortex also contain leucoplast for storage of starch grain. The cortex is responsible for the transpiration of water and salts from the root hairs to center of the root. Endodermis. Endodermis is made up of tightly packed live cells. It has a Casparian strip on both the tangential and radial walls. The Casparian strip is water resistant and helps the plant to regulate the amount of water and minerals it absorbs from the soil. Although an endodermis with Casparian strip is always found in roots, it can also be found in the stems and leaves of some vascular plants. Pericycle. The pericycle is a few layers thick and it is form of thick walled parenchyma cells. The pericycle lies between the endodermis and the vascular tissues. Conjugated tissue. Parenchyma cells which lie between the xylem and the phloem are called conjugative tissue. If the tissue is parenchymatous, conjugative cells are serve as a food storage unit. Pith. Pith is usually made up of parenchyma cells. It is located at the center of the root. The pith is small and inconspicuous in dicot root, but it is large and conspicuous in the monocot roots. Vesicular tissue system. The vesicular tissues are complex conducting tissue in higher plants that are made up of different types of cells and elements. The two main components of vesicular tissue in plants are xylem and phloem. These tissues are responsible for the transport of water and nutrients in the plants. All the tissues such as the xylem and phloem, cork cambium and vesicular cambium constitute the vesicular tissue system of the plant. The xylem is one of the conducting tissue that is responsible for the transport of nutrients and water from roots to aerial parts of the plant such as the stem and leaves. It is made up of specialized water conducting cells that are known as trachary elements. The first trachary element found in xylem is tracheids. It is long and taperate and also lignified. Its primary function is transport water and give structural support to the plants. Phloem. Phloem is another conducting vascular tissue found in plant that transport of food made in leaves during photosynthesis to all the parts of the plant. The phloem is composed of three types of cells: the conducting cells, the parenchyma cells and supportive cells. The conducting cells, also called sieve elements, are composed of columns of a sieve tube cells that have a perforation in their lateral walls and that help the conduction of food throughout the plant. Vesicular cambium. The vesicular cambium are unspecialized meristematic tissue that are found in between the primary xylem and primary phloem. Since it is the meristematic tissue, it is give rise to the secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Cork cambium. The cork cambium is lateral meristem that is responsible for the secondary growth in roots and stem of the plants. The main function of the cork cambium, it is produce the cork that act as the outer sheath for the plants. Secondary growth of Boerhaavia. In many vesicular plants, secondary growth is the result of the activity of two lateral meristems, the cork cambium and vesicular cambium. Arising from lateral meristem, secondary growth increases the width of the plant root or stem rather than its length. During secondary growth, cambium becomes the active as the meristematic tissue and cut off a new cells called as the secondary phloem and secondary xylem. The following points highlight the five major reasons of the anomalous secondary growth in plants. The reasons are: the activity of NAR cambium is the abnormal Aristolochia. Abnormally situated cambium forms the normal secondary vascular tissues, the Sergenia. Formation of secondary tissue by the accessory cambium Boerhaavia. Formation of intraxyllar phloem Entada. Formation of intraxyllar phloem Tecoma. Epidermis. Single layered epidermis that consists of a compactly arranged thin walled cells and is covered by the thick cuticle. It bears many multicellular heads when young. It is stem showing secondary growth. Cork cambium is present, which cuts cork towards outer side and secondary cortex towards inner side. Cortex. It consists of cholenchyma, parenchyma and endodermis. The cholenchyma in young stem is present in the patches, but in old stem is remain in the form of the continuous ring of the few layers. Present just below the epidermis, the endodermis is the innermost layer of the cortex, the cells of which are barrel shaped and contain starch grain. In old stems, however, it is not a conspicuous layer. Pericycle. It is represented by the thick sclerenchymatous stone cell forming the discontinue layer. Vesicular system. It consists of phloem and xylem. In the young stem are present many vesicular bundles arranged in ring. Bundles are conjoined, collateral, open and end arc. Many medullary bundles are also present. The whole stem shows secondary growth. Just below the pericycle are present the patches of the primary phloem. Secondary phloem is present inner to the primary phloem. Medullary bundles. Many conjoined, collateral, open and end arc bundles are present in the pith. They are called the medullary bundles. Analogous secondary growth of a Dracena. Dracena is a genus of succulent shrubs and trees. Many Dracena species are used the house plants as they can tolerate low light and can survive with occasionally watering. Epidermal zone. It has a single layer parenchymatous epidermis which is replaced by the periderm with cork cells. Cork cells are phellum or thick-walled and compactly arranged. Below this cork cambium or phellosion is found with the few layers of the thin-walled rectangular cells arranged in the storied manner. Somewhere lenticels are also found. Cortical zone. The cortex is many layered with the parenchymatous cells having sufficient intracellular spaces. Ground tissues and primary steel. There is a large ground tissue area made up of parenchyma tissue. Primary vesicular bundles are scattered in it. Vesicular bundles are oval or round, elliptocentric or amphivessel and closed, in which phloem is surrounded by the xylem. Analogous secondary development. The secondary meristem cambium originate in the deep layer of the cortex of pericycle. The cambial cells are fusiform or rectangular in shape. The cambial cells go on dividing and producing the secondary tissue on the inner side first. The lateral small amount of new tissues are cut off on the outer sides as well. The tissues cut off by the cambial cells on the outer side are scanty in amount and are parenchymatous in nature. The tissues cut off the cambial cells on the outer side are scanty in amount and are parenchymatous in nature. Those formed on the inner side diffraction into oval-shaped vesicular bundles and radially arranged parenchyma cells. The radially arranged secondary parenchyma constitute the conjugative tissue. The radial arrangement of the parenchyma cells of conjugative tissue is due to their origin by the tangential division of the cambial cells. They may be thin-walled or thick-walled. A few derivatives of the cambium divide anticlinally then periclinally and even haphazardly to form xylem and phloem. The xylem is made up of only tracheids, usually with scleral form, thickening and small amount of xylem parenchyma which have a lignified walls. The study and economic importance of teak. Family Lamiaceae, genus Tecoma, species Tectona grandis, common name teak, origin in India. Description. Tectona grandis is a large deciduous tree. The very large leaves are shiny above, hairy below, flowers small, mauve to white and arranged in large, flowering heads. The fruit is drupe and round, hard and woody, enclosed in the inflated or bladder-like covering, pale green at first, then brown at maturity. Each fruit may contain 0 to 4 seeds. Economic importance. Teak is the employed for the soundboard of musical instrument, keys, etc. and for different grades of plywood. Wood waste in the form of woody shavings and sawwood is used for chipboards, fiber boards and plastic boards. Leaves contain about 6% tannin and a dye also used for the touching. Oil product obtained by the distillation of the woody chips applied the eczema. A plaster made from the powdered wood is good remedy for the splitting headache. The bark astringent used in the bronchitis. Root bark used for the coloring matting. Red sanders, common name red sander, scientific name Petrocarpus santalinus. The species Petrocarpus santalinus is an Indian endemic tree species with a restricted geographical range in the eastern Ghats. The species is endemic to distinct tract of a forest in the Andhra Pradesh. Red sander usually grow in the rocky, degraded and fallow lands with a red soil and a hot and dry climate. The use of red sandalwood is the extensively used for the making furniture, besides also used the traditional medicine for the treatment of diabetes, skin disease, ulcers, eye disease, snake and scorpion stings and many holy rituals. The slow growing red sandalwood has a gorgeous and red and fine grained wood. Rosewood. Kingdom Plantae, order Fabaceae, family Papilionaceae, genus Dalbergia, species Dalbergia latifolia, Indian rosewood, common name, origin India. Description. The rosewood is a large deciduous or nearly evergreen tree with a cylindrical, fairly straight bole and broad and round crown. The bark is fairly thin, grey, with irregular short cracks, exfoliated and thin, fibrous, longitudinal flakes. Leaves are imperennate, base cuneate, elliptic, ovate, and leathery. Flowers white, found in axilla of much branched panicles. Economic importance. The Indian rosewood is ranked among the finest wood for the furniture, cabinet work, decorative object, musical instrument, religious artifacts, etc. It is also valuable decorative wood suitable for the carving, for the ornamental plywood and veneers. It is especially useful for the pattern making, calico printing, blocks, mathematical instruments and screws. Carefully selected and manufactured Indian rosewood playboard satisfy aircraft specification. The logs and tops can be used for the fuel wood. The calorific value of the sapwood is around 5159 kilocalorie. Hardwood is 5049 kilocalorie per kg. It is over. It is the first chapter.